to me around here, Double H half hope coming at you for another little Q&A here where I answer your questions. Remember to send in a question. Head to the website halfhopefootballhot.com, the official website. Top left-hand corner, Ask HH. Email your question or receive your question. Please put your name, how you listen to the Football Hot, and I shall answer that question without further ado. Let's make it happen. Let me just have some low look as you see here. Okay. First question. This is from Pierre Richard Michel. How much do you feel football in general doesn't respect the aspects of defending like it's used to in the old days? I feel defenders, it's only speed, the primary aspect you need. It's only speed, the primary aspect you need to have, not the good old tackling ability, positioning, and all the other defending. One-on-one from the 80s and 90s or long gone days of great defenders like Maldini, Makelele, or Nesta. When I see Messi and Cristiano score 4 or 5 goals in matches, I get almost frustrated by those weak defenders we see often. I believe that is true to an extent, and it's almost a case of what would happen if you put Cristiano or Messi back in the 80s, where things are a little bit more physical and a little bit more tougher. I think Cristiano could still fare in almost any generation based on his physicality and his speed and his movement. I think he's just a natural goal scorer. So for Messi, he'd still be good, but I think Messi will struggle a lot more because he doesn't have the kind of physicality that Cristiano has. So therefore, he would be able to be knocked off the ball a lot more and will find out how to really be in that kind of tough battle for guys like that. But I think, there are still some good defenders, Boateng on Bonucci. But I think defending back in the day was of a higher caliber. I think, again, we're seeing some of the greatest attackers we've ever seen in the past 10 years. Whereas back in the 90s and 80s, we saw some of the best defenders the game has ever seen. I mean, as you said there, Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, Desailly, Frank de Boer, just to name a few. So I think, defending there's still some good defenders. I mean, Kylian and Bonucci are still good. But again, I just think that, the heyday of defending was back in the day. It was back in the day, back in the 80s and the 90s. And I think, defending, and again, the game has changed. And that's just how it is with football. Like, the focus now is more on attacking wingers. So kids coming up, they don't want to be the defenders. And even you have guys like Bonucci or John Stones who are like very kind of like new age defenders who want to bring the ball up and are really focusing on for the ball at their feet. So look, whole psychology and everything has changed. So there we go. So let me moving on. And Kruma Smith 220. Hi, my name is Kruma Smith. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. My question is how is this only like Liga that are producing the most competitive teams in Champions League, i.e. Barca, Real and Atleti? How are the other top leagues in Europe only have one great team? Again, it goes to the point of where we talk about which has the best league. This is cyclical. Back in the day, Juventus, AC Milan, they always ruled. They were the guys that always ruled and always pretty much had their top guys ruling the roost. So that was their era, and now we now have the era of the Spanish sides. Look at how well Sevilla have done in the Euro Cup. Look at how well Barcelona, Real Madrid and Atletico have done. We're just living on the time where the Spanish league have the best teams. The Premier League and Bundesliga may be much more exciting to watch, but as far as having the best teams, it's the Spanish league. Because, as I said again, in the UEFA Cup, Spanish leagues have done the best. In the Champions League, Spanish teams have done the best. And again, I'd say in about 6-7 years' time, when Messi, Cristiano, when they sort of retire, I feel maybe the French league will rise. I think the French league could be the next one to really rise. Either the French league or some other league out there. So again, the key thing is that it is cyclical, because this is a time of dominance for the Spanish league. The English league dominated for a bit, but then we had a huge massive dominance for the Italian league, and even the German league somewhat with Dortmund and Bayern Munich. Thank you then. Sota Aondudu. I think this is my Nigerian brother. Question 1. Many mobile, strong midfielders have emerged recently in the Super Eagles. Mikel Agu, Ndidi, Ogu, Iwobi, Etebo, Agbo, etc. We also have Onazi. Do you think Mikel Obi, being a slow back pass, is still relevant in the Eagles? No, he's not relevant. Obi Mikel has no business being in the Super Eagles, especially since he's moved to China. There should be no place for Obi Mikel in the Nigerian team, who should be looking for the future and building upon the 2018 World Cup and the Nations Cup in 2019. Do you support the overlooking of Ideye and Igalo in China? What is your take on the implication of inviting players from China for qualifiers? Would they be able to overcome the effects of jet lag within days? I wonder how Brazil is able to achieve that, as some of the main players seem to be based in China. It's a good question. I'm not a fan of players going to China because it's not competitive. And when you're playing in an uncompetitive league for so long, it's very hard for you to now come back and now really be able to be competitive in international football, which is a lot harder. But with that being said, Igalo, I'm on and off with him, but I think he should be in the squad. I've always liked Ideye Brown. I think Ideye Brown is a very effective striker, and I think he would actually form a very interesting partnership with Iheanacho. So I would implore and encourage Ideye Brown to be given a place in that team, personally. Whether he plays in China or not, I just look at the player and the characteristic and how they fit into the system. And I think Ideye Brown, almost similar to a Benzema, could be effective in helping Nigeria create chances. Thank you for the question. Fromp Dump. Cheers. Hi, HH. I know this is a football channel and all, but this is serious stuff. You claim to be the sexiest man alive, so can you give me some tips to get me a girl? And can I just say, I find your football analysis videos so much better than those pundits on TV. So yeah, I am the sexiest man in the world, and I'll give the many tips I can give it to a girl, but I think this is perhaps the best tip. Play hard to get. If you come across as desperate, you will always fail. Girls hate desperate guys. You have to play a psychological game where you know that you want this girl, but you can't put it all in there. So you've got to play hard to get, and sometimes even ignore them. Sometimes you talk to them, but sometimes even ignore them, because that really messes with their mind. So once you do the whole thing of teasing them, turning the tables upon them, that will then give you the platform. And another big thing is confidence. Confidence. If you are confident, again, there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, but if you're confident, that is a huge thing that women love, because women, again, they hate guys that are desperate and guys who have no confidence. Boom. That's my game. Spitting for you. Tanya Petrova. In my opinion, it is either you put Cristiano Ronaldo as a horseman or create a special group of horsemen, with CR7 being the first one in. Winning is the main objective of football, and goals win games. Therefore, Cristiano is the greatest player, goal scorer, with 3 Champions League titles in the 4 years. Deserves to be mentioned. The if people don't want to listen, I'll say it again. The only way you even get considered to be a horseman is you need a World Cup medal. I'm not making any subgroups. I'm not making any different groups. There are 5 horsemen, and those 5 horsemen have World Cup medals, and they have revolutionized the game. So you need a World Cup medal, and you need to have revolutionized the game, but also you need to have made a huge impact in that World Cup that you won. You can't be a bit popular. Hence why Vides isn't flipping a horseman or Toni Kroos. You have to have somehow. Neither is Givash. You have to have affected it in a proper kind of way. So Cristiano Ronaldo, until he does that, he's not a horseman. But again, I do appreciate his achievements. just not a horseman. Rahimski. Hey HH, it's Rahimski Andrew. Been a long time fan of the show, watching actively since 2013. 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 4 years, and participating actively since 2014. The question to you is: Has Sergio Ramos had the greatest career of his generation? Has he had one of the greatest footballing careers of all time? Where do you rank him in the pantheon of legends, and do you think he could make a strong case for potential horseman? First thing, I'll answer the last question first. No, he can't be a horseman because he's not been a revolutionary. He may have won achievements, but he's not been as revolutionary as, let's say, a player in his position Beckenbauer has. But as far as a career, he has had one of the best careers of any footballer. 2 World Cups. No, sorry. 1 World Cup, 2 Euro Championships, a La Liga title, Copa del Rey, 3 Champions League titles in 4 years. That's a stupendous career. That is just excellence personified. As in, club-wise and internationally, what he's won, and not only him winning that, he's been a big major part of them winning those, especially for Real Madrid as well. So, it's something to talk about. I mean, just thinking about it now, I think Ramos's career based on achievements is pretty incredible. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think of Beckenbauer, I think of Desailly. Look, this is actually all defenders. Zidane, maybe, but yeah, no. Very good. No. That's actually a very good point because again, I mean, a World Cup, 2 Euros, La Liga, Champions Leagues, Copa. Yeah, definitely. He has to be up there, top 5 or top 6, based on achievements and what you've won accolade-wise in your career. Thank you for that. El Pan. Hello, I'm writing from New Zealand, and my question is: after Real Madrid, which team do you think is the second best in Europe right now? And do you think there will ever be a team that will catch Real in the amount of trophies they have? AC Milan, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea. Oh, and lastly, which team do you think will have the next golden age? Thank you. You're a really good YouTuber. Keep it up. Second best team. Thank you for the question. Second best team after Real. As of right now, I think it has to be Bayern Munich. Based on talent they have at their disposal, it has to be Bayern Munich. I think even if Barcelona did beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, I still feel quality-wise they're still away from Real Madrid. It's all about matchups. But just think for Bayern Munich, who are going to be getting guys, especially if Bayern Munich gets Alexis Sanchez, which they're close to this summer, I think Bayern Munich definitely will be the second best team and the one team behind them. Next golden age, guys, let's keep tabs on AC Milan. Because I think that links to the other questions. And I think Milan have the second most European trophies behind Real. So if there's I don't think anybody's going to catch Real Madrid for anytime soon. If anybody's going to catch them, I think it's going to be AC Milan because of the new Chinese consortium, the players that they're trying to buy. And I think I'm feeling a revitalized and a revolution and a regeneration of AC Milan on the horizon. So I think Milan could definitely be the next guys that could really perhaps really do something and perhaps have their own golden age. Because again, as I said, it's cyclical. João Ferreira Miguel. Hi HH, I've been following your work for quite some time. Thank you for doing it so often and for covering interesting things. My question is, don't you think that your World Cup winner requirements to be a horseman is a bit harsh on players who are not born on a powerhouse footballing country? Because I think that player who is born in France generally has a lot more chances to win a World Cup than a player born in Portugal, for instance. Don't you think that saying that players like Shevchenko, Stoichkov could never be a horseman from the get-go because we were born in countries that would never fight for a World Cup is harsh, even though they were pretty successful club boys? Because this is very true, and I think this is a worthwhile criticism of my horseman criteria, and I accept it. I mean, I make no comments about it. It is very harsh, and I think that especially for players like Shevchenko is one of the best strikers of his generation. But again, there's no other Ukrainian that was even near his level, so it is impossible for him to win a World Cup. But it is what it is. I can't change it. All I can do is commend a Shevchenko, is to commend a Davos Shuke, and to commend these guys. You know what? These guys are very good, but I'm sorry. I can't change my criteria. You have to win a World Cup. You've got to somehow get it done, and I cannot consider you to be a husband without a World Cup medal. So it is what it is. Understand, I get it, it's harsh, but look, man, and as I said for Portugal just won the Euros. So I do feel that with the young players that Portugal have coming in through, and with the Cristiano, next year is their time, if ever, to win a World Cup, which Eusebio was so close to getting. What's this? All right, thank you. Max Akundov. I think he's Russian. Hi, HH. My name is Max. I've been watching your channel a little more than a year ago. My first video was Real v Man City post-match analysis. My first question is, who do you think was Real Madrid's most important player this season? And where would you rank Keylor Navas among the world's best keepers? I personally think he's fourth best behind De Gea, Neuer and Oblak. Thank you for blessing us with your videos. Keep up the good work. Real's most important player this season, Modric. It's very tough for me to sense, but I think because it's almost hard to say. But again, if there was a nuclear warhead pointed to my head, I would say it's Modric because, Cristiano scores the goals. Sergio Ramos, amazing defending. Benzema, critical to setting up goals. Toni Kroos, great midfield play. But maybe this is me being biased because I played central midfield before. If you have a quality central midfield player, that's almost 70% of the work already done. That is critical to winning games, winning trophies, winning tournaments. Modric is top 3 of the best midfielders in the world. And what he does in setting the pace, setting the tone, transitioning from defense to attack, and really defining a football match, setting the pulse of a football match, has been critical to Cristiano being effective. Sergio Ramos not having to do that much into defending, and the other teams playing at a higher level. Because he sets the benchmark here, everybody elevates their level. So for me, Modric has been the most important player because how he has set the tone that has permeated within his teammates. Keylor Navas, I would say that. I may even put Navas above Oblak because I think Navas is vilified, and I think it's actually very rude and a bit harsh that Real Madrid keep on going for the hair. Navas, yes, he makes mistakes, but he also makes a lot of amazing saves. And I think he has actually been very critical for Real Madrid this season, and I think he definitely needs to be given a lot more credit than he's been given so far. Rohitaba Ghosh. Barcelona are reportedly targeting Ousmane Dembele. Is it a good move? If he joins, will he be a squad player or will he be a starter? Ousmane Dembele is one of the best young players in the world. If I was Dembele, I'm not sure that I would move because Dembele doesn't work for Barcelona's system. I think that Barcelona are not really a team of wingers, and Dembele is a very high impact attacking player. And I think that Dembele, personally for me, I think he works better in a Dortmund, in an Arsenal. I think those are the kind of teams that he works better in, a team that plays fast and playing quick. Barcelona don't really play fast and quick. They play to Messi's tune. And I think that way in which they play, which is a lot of passing and a lot of the game being slowed down and being played at a pace that is sort of like fast and slow based on what Messi wants to do with the ball, I think that may frustrate Dembele and not really get the best of him. Hence why I think Coutinho going to Barcelona may be a bit iffy. So I think for Dembele, that's not the right fit for Barcelona. I don't think he will really flourish in that team. I just don't think it's a right mix. Nash Tariq Hood. Who do you think were the top 3 football players in the 80s and 90s? In my opinion, 80s, Maradona, Platini, Van Basten. 90s, Zidane, Ronaldo, Raul, Del Piero. Yeah. I mean, 80s, for 100%, it has to be Maradona. No one even comes close. Zico was good, though. Zico did his thing, but for me, easily Maradona. Platini, I think I would say Maradona, Platini, and maybe I'll be tempted to put Zico above Van Basten. 90s. Zidane, Ronaldo. I'd argue with Desai. I know Del Piero was good, but I mean, Desai was something, man. Desai was really something. I mean, and you also got Dennis Beckham as well. But I think I would say Zidane, Ronaldo, Desai, because I mean, Desai at AC Milan, Marseille, and for France, he was an exceptional defender. Absolutely, an exceptional defender. So yeah, that's a good one. Mohamed Omar. My name is Mohamed, and I have now watched you for 2 years since the Barca Juve Champions League final. I want to ask you, Xavi and Iniesta or Kroos and Modric, which are the better pairing? I also want to know which football club you support. Keep up the good work and God bless you from Sweden. Okay, I get this whole thing about who do I support and everything. I said again, I supported a team called Julius Berger in Nigeria who have now disbanded. I think they call it Bridge FC now. I began Chelsea with the team I support, and I still have a on and off. It's like one of those ghost girlfriends. I still have an on and off relationship with Chelsea because I stopped supporting Chelsea because first of all, with how John Terry was supported with his racism and how Abramovich pretty much ruined the club game. Hence why I've been against the club game, because Abramovich has started something that has had a very adverse effect on the club game. Hence why I just feel like the international game is far purer than what the club game is right now. So it's a bit complex. Xavi and Iniesta were good. I mean, they were very good. But for me, I think as far as a midfield pairing, because for me, with Xavi and Iniesta was, remember, I think Iniesta was much more of an attacking midfielder. The thing with Kroos and Modric is that they are old school. I think because Barcelona did not play a 4-4-2. Real Madrid are a lot more 4-4-2. Only Kroos and Modric are really old school. Your two central midfield players. Because again, even for me, when I was playing in school, I had my midfield partner, a guy called Billy the Kid, who I still mess with. So as far as the midfield pairing, has to be Kroos and Modric because they are both playing as pure central midfielders. Whereas for Barcelona, Xavi was the pure central midfielder and Iniesta was much more of the Roma. So I think I'd be taking Kroos and Modric over them. All right, let's see. Okay, I think last question here for this part one. PQU Disney. Hello, HH. I wanted to ask you about James Rodriguez. If he were to leave Madrid for a club that suited his playing style and that made him the star of the team, do you think we'd see the James that we see regularly for Colombia, similar to someone like Neymar or Brazil? Yeah. The thing with James and the issue that has been with James is that he's been played out of position. The guy that I saw in 2014 is not the guy that I see in Real Madrid, and I think it's to do with the position that he plays, but not only the position, it's the kind of team that he's playing in. Because Real Madrid is a very tough fit. Not everybody can really flourish at Real Madrid. Are you going to tell me that Robin is a bad player? Robin went to Real Madrid, he didn't flourish. Snyder, we saw what he did in 2010. He went to Real Madrid, he didn't flourish. So Real Madrid doesn't really always bring the best out of really good quality players. I think for James, if he goes to a team that he can be in number 10, an attacking midfielder that is a counter-attacking team and where he's given instruction as being the playmaker, I think we'll see that guy that we saw back in 2014. He has it in him, okay? Your quality doesn't come away, but again, this is very crucial in football and coaches should know this. Play players in their best position. You play a player outside of their best position, especially if you play a central player on the wing, you will lose so much of what makes that guy so good. So guys, this is the end of part one. Part 2 coming in soon. Remember to get your question read. halfoffootballhot.com, the official website. Top left hand corner, ask HH, and I will reply to your question. I'll see you in for part 2. Peace.